good morning. Last year, we celebrated the year of United Nations Year of Pulses 2016. Actually, the motto of the Year of Pulses 2016 was nutritious seeds for a sustainable future. In fact, our nutritional powerhouses are pulses. Actually, they are very, very nutritious and they give you more energy than meat based diets. Pulses are dried seeds, actually, part of the legume family. The legume family, they can fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. They are so smart. And in their roots, they have nodules. They are known as the hydrogen fixation nodules. The peanut plant, all of you know, isn't it? The peanut farm, you pull out and then take the peanuts out. It looks as if there are small peanuts. So those are the nitrogen fixing nodules. And they take from the atmosphere. They're so smart. Only the legume family plants, they can fix nitrogen directly from the atmosphere, but other plants, they can't. And these plants also, they take the nitrogen and then they charge the land and they share their own production with others. That is love of neighbor. Who told plants and animals they are not almost human they are? The most varieties of pulses are, as we know, they are edible beans. You have so many beans and you choke them in the water and boil them and you eat them. Edible beans. And dry beans, a lot of things sold in the market. You can dry them and store them for a long, long time. I was in Boston, United States of America. Boston is known for bean soup. They make from this nutritious plants and beans, dry beans. I love it. I love it. Especially if you go to Texas and southern states, the people, they take bean soup all the time. The third one is chickpeas. You all know. Chickpeas come in different varieties also. And the last one is lentils. In India, we have got pigeon pea lentils, or in Hindi it's called dood dal. In Tamil, thovaram paruppu. So, as I told you, only 4 varieties of pulses: edible beans, dried beans, chickpeas, and lentils. So, why are pulses so important anyway? Because they are highly nutritious. Pulses are high in protein, micronutrients, and B vitamins. Pulses also contribute to food security. We mostly depend on like grass-based diet, like rice, wheat, corn, this kind of stuff. And you get a lot of carbohydrates in that we don't get protein. That's why we eat meat. But you go to pulses and they provide high energy of protein. So there is full food security. We need not even kill any animals because pulses provide the necessary protein. And they contribute greatest percentage to our food security, especially in Africa, South America, and India, and other parts of the Asia. People depend on this pulses. Without pulses, our food security will be in jeopardy. Actually, the buffer stock, they stored hundreds and thousands tons of pulses for future generations. And farmers can eat and sell the pulses. The farmers in the villages, they need high protein diet. So pulses come handy and they can sell. It is a fast cash. You make it usually, the pulses are sown during the month of June, July, August in India. And without any investment, no fertilizer, no pesticide, these pulses are not genetically modified yet. They're all traditional seeds. Our ancestors have saved those seeds for us, and then you sow them, rains come, you don't even irrigate the land, and just harvest and fast cash for farmers, and they can sell and make some money on it. They produce and use the crop residues as animal fodder or for enriching soil. You see, like peanuts and pigeon pea, lentils, and chickpeas and edible beans, when you cultivate them in the land, they fix the nitrogen, and then it is a nitrogen rich biomass in the field. After taking your crop away, there is still the fodder, the leaves, the dried leaves, and it can become a fodder for animals and food for animals, in other words. Or you can dump them in the land itself, because those leaves are nitrogen rich nutrients, and they're going to become humus, and they are going to enrich the land anyway. And you know what? For example, chickpeas, 145 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. Pigeon pea per hectare, 2,000 kilogram. Maybe, I don't know, 100 kilogram fertilizer, what it cost, I don't know. Maybe 500, 600 rupees. But here comes 200 kilograms. That means we are talking about almost 2 bags. 2 bags of nitrogen-rich nutrients in those plants. And you would have spent 1,200 rupees buying 2 bags. But here it's free. So when you grow peanuts, my father usually takes the fodder for the cattle, for the bulls, and for the buffaloes, and for the milking animals. But some people, they leave it in the land, so it becomes a manure. And pulses have important health benefits. Pulses are rich in dietary fiber, low in fat, rich in minerals, cholesterol and gluten-free. For carbohydrates, you get lots of energy, and protein, minerals, and there is no cholesterol. There is no bad cholesterol. There is no bad protein. That protein is good for, it produces good cholesterol. Pulses foster sustainable agriculture and contribute to climate change adaptation. Today, a lot of pollution in the atmosphere, and our land is polluted because of fertilizer, pesticide, and genetically modified crops. So when you cultivate pulses, you don't use all of them. And you use traditional seeds, and you don't irrigate, you don't put fertilizer, you don't put even pesticide, because naturally other plants, because they do multi-crop farming. It is not a monocropping, it's a multi-cropping. So they can bring out a balance of chasing away the insects. So such a wisdom in our ancestors' minds, and this is not the outcome of few hundred years of agriculture, but it's the outcome of 2 millennia. Even I could go to the Neolithic times, about 10 millennia knowledge our ancestors passed to our generations. And they foster sustainable agriculture. In other words, we don't exploit land, we don't exploit water resources, we don't exploit air, we don't destroy any animal life. We foster life all the time, and we improve the soil fertility. Pulses is the best to improve soil fertility. You don't have to buy manure anytime. And lot of biodiversity you can promote. When you cultivate pulses, it's not a monocropping, as I told you, and you can produce. And also, It is a kind of adaptation because the farmers can't afford to buy the genetically modified seeds and then again fertilizer. They can't afford. In India, almost 300,000 farmers committed suicide, you know that. So people can adapt, not to go for industrial farming, not to go for green revolution based farming. So just go for natural organic farming. Farmers, they don't invest anything, only they get back stuff for their livelihood. Pulses promote biodiversity, you know that. A lot of life depend on this kind of crops because it's an animal-plant relationship evolved 10 millennia. So once you don't cultivate those crops, those animals, those who depend on those crops, they disappear, they go extinct. They need food. So we need to provide them. So when we create pulses, not only anthropocentric, good for only humans, also for other creatures like insects, birds, and other microscopic bacteria which depend on those kind of menu because they like to eat only those. They don't know other food. They never go and eat it. So this is a millennia-old relationship, animal-plant. So pulses promote biodiversity. Using pulses, intercropping or rotations increase farm diversity also. You can bring and attract a lot of insects to pollinate and also birds to keep a check on insects because too many insects, they will destroy crops. So birds come. So you attract birds also, and food and income security. And they give food. Everybody together we make farming. It is not only us making farming. It's all insects. It's all birds. It's all microscopic bacteria. It's the weather, water. So this is a coordination of everything. You can't cultivate alone. No. It's a coordination. And I hope you enjoyed it, and please go Google it and read about the 4 types of pulses: edible beans and dried beans, chickpeas, lentils. So read them and then try to cultivate in your backyard or front yard or cultivate them in your land if you have a patch of land. And have a nice day and God bless and goodbye.